Our final story, which is our second one, is called Mr. Men, Little Miss Animal World, read by the same artists. Hello everyone, I'm Miss Curious, and welcome to my show, Animal World. Today I am in a wood and wondering, how do squirrels keep warm in the winter? The answer is hibernation, replied Miss Tiny. Some squirrels find a nice, snug, cozy hollow in a tree and go to sleep through the coldest part of the winter. Thank you, Miss Tiny. Now we know how squirrels keep warm, but I wonder, how do penguins keep warm in the freezing Antarctica? Let's go there now and see who our reporter is, said Miss Curious. It was little Miss Hug. She was filming the penguins all huddled together. Hello, Miss Curious, she said. This is how penguins keep warm. They all huddle together in a group. It's like a big group hug. Penguins also have very tightly packed feathers to insulate them. Mr. Snow, on the other hand, doesn't need anything to keep him warm. In fact, he's here on his summer holiday. Now, walruses don't have feathers, but they have a very thick layer of fat to keep them warm, she continued. That layer of fat is called blubber. Walruses can happily swim in the freezing sea. Just looking at Mr. Snow makes me feel cold, exclaimed Miss Curious. Thank you, Miss Hug. We have seen how animals keep warm, but I wonder how animals keep cool, asked Miss Curious. Let's go to our reporter, Miss Sunshine, in the desert. The desert was incredibly hot. Hello, Miss Curious. Animals in the desert live underground, where it is cooler, and lots of them only come out at night when the sun has gone down. Ignore that. That's just my car clock. Anyway, only come out at night when the sun has gone down, said Miss Sunshine. Other animals, like lizards, look for shade. Very few stay out in the midday sun. Would you like a glass of water, Miss Stubborn? Desert animals also have adapted to the very dry conditions by needing very little water to drink, said Miss Curious. That's right, agreed Miss Sunshine, but the desert hare has another way of keeping cool. It has enormous ears which help it to lose heat and cool down. Now there's a good question, said Miss Curious. Which animal has the biggest ears? That's easy, said Miss Sunshine, and showed her the elephants. Who did indeed have the biggest ears, and the longest noses, I mean. Even longer than Mr. Nosy's nose. I don't think Mr. Nosy can do with that with his nose, laughed Miss Curious, as the elephant sprayed him with water. As the camera panned round, Miss Curious noticed someone hiding. It was Miss Shy. What was Miss Shy doing? Was she hiding because she was so shy? No, not this time. She was in a hide from where she could watch the animals, and without scaring them off. Now that you can imagine. Not that you can imagine Miss Shy scaring anything. What are you watching? Asked Miss Curious. That crocodile, whispered Miss Shy into her microphone, blushing. Miss Curious looked at the river, but she couldn't see anything. It was a very well hidden crocodile. Can you see it? Miss Curious asked her audience. I wonder how other animals hide, asked Miss Curious. Here in the wood I have found a hedgehog, which was so well camouflaged I nearly missed it. Mind those prickles, Miss Tiny. Let's go and ask Mr. Impossible at the rainforest. The python has markings that make it blend in the dappled sunlight of the forest, said Mr. Impossible. The python was as long as Mr. Tickle's arm, and just as wriggly. Whereas the stick insect uses its body shape to disguise itself as a stick, laughed Mr. Impossible. But the best camouflage was that of the chameleon. It can change colour to look exactly the same as its background, explained Mr. Impossible, just like me. Bye, Mr. Impossible. And Mr. Impossible changed colour and disappeared. Bye, Mr. Impossible, laughed Miss Curious. Look, there is Miss Splendid. Oops. Now she wants to stand out, just like that bird of paradise. Back here in our little wood, Miss Tiny has found a hopping rabbit, asked Miss Curious. Can you think of any animals that hop? That's right, kangaroos. And here's Mr. Bounce with one down under in Australia. Good day, Miss Curious, said Mr. Bounce. You're upside down, exclaimed Miss Curious. Is that because you're down under? No, cried Mr. Bounce. It's because Mr. Muddle is holding the camera upside down. Isn't it amazing how each animal on the planet has evolved differently? Said Miss Curious. Cheetahs are incredibly fast. Tortoises are very slow. Sharks are really scary. Giraffes are very tall. And mice are very small and very quiet. What is the loudest animal on the planet? Asked Miss Tiny. Miss Tiny guessed a roaring lion, and Miss Curious thought it might be a trumpeting elephant. But Mr. Noisy had an altogether more surprising answer. Hello, Miss Curious, boomed Mr. Noisy. I've been fact-checking, and the loudest animal in the world is a whale. Blimey, I also know that Mr. Noisy is the loudest person in the world. Let's go to Mr. Funny and see what funny animals he has to show us. Hello, anyone? Hello, everyone. I have a tapir here, chuckled Mr. Funny. Just look at his nose. Mr. Funny then showed all the other animals he had to found. There was the potu bird. Or should I say potu? Potu. One of them, I should say potu bird. And the platypus, an animal with a fur, a duck's beak, and a webbed feet. And the blue-tongued skink. Ostriches are funny-looking birds, added Mr. Funny, and they are so big that they can't fly. A bird that can't fly? How silly is that? That's silly, replied Miss Curious. Talking of silly things, here's Mr. Silly in Nonsense Land. Here in Nonsense Land, said Mr. Silly, we have birds that fly backwards into trees. And cows that wear Wellington boots. And chickens that lay Easter eggs. And my favourite of all, worms who sleep in hammocks. And my favourite of all, worms who sleep in hammocks. Now it's goodbye from me and the friendly woodland animals, said Miss Curious. We have just one more animal to show you. So it's over to Mr. Lazy in the jungle with a sleepy sloth. Hello, Mr. Lazy. Hello? But there was no reply from Mr. Lazy, for he and the sloth were in a very deep sleep. Time for our top 10.